The use of pesticides to aid in farming has been used for centuries, and only recently are we starting to understand some of the consequences it has dealt on our culture and wildlife. Modern science has explained many things that we once considered to be natural phenomenon or merely coincidence as being a direct result of these pesticides. Yet natural remedies to common ails are becoming more popular. This technique of natural remedies is called organic gardening and is saving thousands of unknowing lives each day. Now, there are organic benefits. Some of these organic benefits of growing organically would be naturally grown foods retain more of the vitamins and antioxidants known to prevent cancer. It also reduces how many chemicals your body intakes, because these chemicals aren't being used during the growing process. Studies show that children on an organic diet have 6 times lower levels of pesticides than children who eat non-organic food. Also, eating organic or growing organic promotes a healthier environment surrounding the area of growing. When crops are grown organically, the soil is clean, which is the foundation of the food chain. Pesticides can stay in the soil for months, even years after they are introduced to the area. Also, water sources nearby have not been contaminated due to runoff into the streams or water supply nearby. So when you don't use the chemicals, you don't have that problem. Wildlife nearby is less affected when natural remedies are used. Nets can be used to prevent birds from eating crops. Water can be used to knock off pests instead of killing them. Ladybugs are a natural way to get rid of aphids, and they don't eat the plants they are surrounding. Nature has a balance, and it is easily disrupted by the death of these pests. When you kill the pests, other bugs and animals can be harmed as a result. There are also pesticide dangers. They have human health risks. According to the American Journal of Health, children whose yards were sprayed for bug prevention were 4 times as likely to develop certain cancers. The University of Chicago found in women who used common household pesticides were at a greater risk for breast cancer, and also found certain reproductive problems compared to those who were not exposed. With pesticide use at a 50% increase over the last 30 years, it's losing its effectiveness, even with increased levels. Bugs have built a resistance. Also, the poisons used are not specific, so they kill a wide variety of bugs, including the helpful ones. Other bugs that have survived now have no natural enemy, such as the helpful insects that ate them, so their population soars and can cause greater crop damage than the initial pest that they were having the problem with. Also, pesticide costs. A study in 1982 by Dr. David Pimentel found that pesticides indirectly cost the public about $8 billion a year. Factors for the cost included animal deaths, water contamination, and bird and fish deaths. It even had pollination issues. These costs can be covered by tax dollars, local farmers, and property owners. Eventually, the cost comes back around to you. Now, how it affects you. Eating and or growing organic leads to a healthier you, and studies have shown this. You will have lower risks for cancers, nervous disorders, and reproductive problems. Growing organically takes more muscle and sweat, but it offers rewards by burning more calories. Organic gardening can be a form of exercise and relaxation, which can lead to a better physical and mental state. A side effect of this state is a lower risk for heart disease, osteoporosis, high blood pressure, and diabetes. Also, you get a sense of pride and self-worth from growing a garden that's all your own. Without the use of pesticides, we can have a healthier ecosystem. Balance is the key to everything, and when you destroy that balance, even in the simplest of ways, it can lead to chaos. Organic gardening doesn't disrupt the wildlife around it. It keeps our water sources unpolluted and the balance of good bugs versus pests at the levels we need them to be. The farmers are not introducing themselves to toxins and have lower risks for all of the terrible things associated with harmful pesticides. Our children will inherit the earth. Let's leave it a better place than when we arrived.